Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Beth, here to help you fulfill your potential in meditation. As most of you know, I don't have just one method that I teach to everybody like one size fits all. Instead, I much prefer to teach people one-on-one. And the reason is that you're all different. So please use these videos as a guideline. And if there's anything that isn't quite working for you or anything that doesn't quite fit, then be in touch and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you one-on-one. Today's video is about the last stage of the discernment of mentality. So the last stage of our discernment of nama. And it's at this stage of meditation that we want to check our practice for completeness. Now, obviously, this is only going to be relevant to you if you're already familiar with discerning all of the different types of mental process and all of the different mental factors within each moment that make up those different mental processes. Now, I've made other videos on all of those different types of mental process, the different types of mental factor within each moment. So if you haven't done so already, then I'd suggest that you watch those videos, but importantly, also do the practice, because this one's only going to be useful to you if you're already familiar with discerning all of the different types of mentality in practice. Now, if you are familiar with discerning all of those different types of mentality, then this is the stage of meditation where we want to check that there is nothing else to the mind other than these types of mentality that we've already discerned. So we want to check and double check and triple check that we can't find anything else in our experience of the mind other than these individual mind moments that make up these mental processes and the individual mental factors within each moment. All of this mentality is momentarily arising and passing away. Now, how we're going to do this is by watching the mind in real time. So as you know, previously when we've been discerning the different types of mental process and the different types of mental factor, we've been prompting those mental processes and then discerning. Prompting, then discerning. Now what we're going to do is watch the mind as it naturally unfolds throughout the day. And again, we're going to check that we can't find anything else in our experience of the mind other than these momentary types of mentality that we've already discerned. So, how does this look in practice? Well, as usual, we want to start by re-establishing our concentration. So if you've practiced the jhanas, you want to re-establish jhana concentration. Otherwise, you will need a deep and stable access concentration. We then want to bring our attention to our heart until we can clearly see those mind moments arising and passing away. Now, at this stage, when you see those mind moments arising and passing away, it should be clear to you what types of mental process they are, and also which mental factors there are in each moment. And as we watch those mind moments arising and passing away, again, we're going to be checking and double checking and triple checking. Do I notice any type of mentality, or is there anything in my experience of the mind other than these momentary types of mentality that I've already learned to discern? Now, obviously, when we're sitting still in meditation, we're going to get a fairly limited mental experience. So it's important that we can also branch out into other activities. And we want to do this gradually. So when you're watching the mind and you feel confident, okay, all there is are these types of mentality that I've already discerned, then we can start to broaden our experience little by little. So we could start, for example, by moving our body a little, moving our arms, for example, and continuing to discern those mind moments arising, continuing to discern the mentality. We could then try maybe adverting our attention to the sounds that we can hear where we're sitting, maybe to the smells and the tastes and the feelings in our body. When we feel ready, we can open our eyes. And as we open our eyes, we can continue to discern the mentality arising and passing away. When we feel confident, we can try things that are a little more complex. We could try standing up, maybe walking and getting ourselves a drink. And we want to build up again little by little. If at any stage we need to re-establish our concentration, then we can spend a little bit of time in the jhana or re-establishing our access concentration, and then we can continue. And again, as we go throughout the day doing these activities, we're checking and double checking and triple checking. Is there anything happening in the mind other than these momentary types of mentality that I've already learned to discern? We want to practice and build up the complexity gradually until we can go about a fairly normal day, watching the mentality arise and checking if there is anything there other than the types of mentality that we've already discerned. We want to practice until we are confident that our discernment of mentality is complete. When we feel confident that our discernment of mentality is complete, then we can spend some time just noting all of the mentality arising and passing away as this is mentality, this is mentality. Or if you prefer, you can use the Pali. This is nama, nama, nama. And at this stage, we feel confident that when we see nama, we have seen all there is to the mind. We've discerned all of the building blocks of the mind. So that's what I have to say today on the final stage of discerning nama. Now, if you're feeling confident with this stage of practice, the next stage is to discern the causes and effects. I'm going to make separate videos on discerning those causes and effects. So if you're at this stage of practice and you want the next stage, then I suggest that you watch those videos. Now is the time to get off of those screens, get onto the meditation cushions and actually give the practice a go. If there's anything that isn't working for you or anything you're confused about, then please feel free to get in touch with me and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you one-on-one. As most of you know, I do all of my work on a donation basis, so I encourage you to support me either through Patreon or through my website so that I can continue to make these videos. Thank you so much for your support. Wishing you the best with your meditation.